Hello everyone and welcome to my B&B 724 YouTube channel. Please hit the subscribe button and give this video thumbs up. Ridge is pushed to the limit by Nick's torture. Nick Marone tortures his brother Ridge Forrester in Bold and the Beautiful, which ought to be entertaining. Furthermore, Steffi Forrester has excellent reason to be extremely concerned. As you are aware, on Early Edition Day, we always begin by discussing the upcoming events for the remainder of this week. Let's get started with the action. Spoilers for Bold and Beautiful, Liam's health crisis and Taylor's fears. We have Taylor Hayes speaking with her daughter Steffi at the Malibu Beach house on Wednesday, June 18th. Liam Spencer moved little Hayes Forrester Finnegan Art School to the Spencer Beach house, which Taylor finds adorable. As of the last time I heard, Taylor was attempting to purchase it in order to move in with Ridge. It is now an art school as well. I suppose they simply needed a set so that Luna Nozawa could mistreat Tiny Hayes. Steffi is quite concerned. She also informs Taylor that Liam isn't considering himself. The most crucial item, his health, isn't receiving the attention it needs, because the cancer is consuming him and he has a large tumor in his head. However, she informs Taylor that Liam's only concern is protecting Steffi and the children from Finn's insane daughter. Hayes's risk, Luna's dissecting scheme at the art school. As the other students and teachers enter the school, Hayes finds himself outside by himself. That is not a very good teacher oversight. Additionally, the student-teacher ratio appeared to be somewhat low. Thus, there isn't an excuse. He has his small bucket outdoors. Outside the art school, Luna then goes up to her brother Hayes. Luna is falling apart. Approaches her half-brother, strikes up a conversation, and tells him she has a surprise gift for him. Hayes is now scheduled to be picked up from art school by Electra Forrester. When she arrives, I wonder if she will see Luna or if he will already be gone. It's going to be quite crazy. I can't wait to watch what this crazy person does. I hope Hayes survives it successfully. Ridge versus Nick. A changing power dynamic, Brooke, and jealousy. Finding his brother in the CEO's office makes Ridge furious, and he demands to know why Nick is in Los Angeles. His brother then turns to face Brooke Logan, who is looking down, blushing, and generally adorable. Because it's amusing that she was just making out with Nick, it is likely that he will inform Ridge that he kissed Brooke. Ridge is furious with Nick because of the startling new attitude he's adopting towards Ridge. Since Nick was the sailor and Ridge was the big, expensive designer, Nick has historically been somewhat less affluent than Ridge, despite the fact that their father, Massimo Marone, was wealthy. The dynamic has changed. Because you know Nick, Ridge is no longer superior. Now that he's a major industry mogul, I wonder if he'll just come clean and say that he came to win Brooke over. I'm assuming he'll make fun of Ridge for losing the best thing in his life. Before this is all over, I would give $5 to avoid hearing the word destiny 90 times more. However, I can't wait to see Nick prodding Ridge in all the tender spots. Additionally, he just told Taylor that he was done with Brooke. He wants her, but he will always adore her. Nick, this enormous, chubby monkey wrench, is now added to the mix. Hope's uncertainty, Daphne's comeback and similarities to Brooke. Steffi tries to persuade Daphne Rose to come back to Forrester Creations in Los Angeles on Thursday, June 19th. At a board meeting, Steffi raises the possibility of Daphne's homecoming, and Hope Logan is going to be adamantly opposed. Even though she is wearing Carter Walton's ring, I believe the prospect of Daphne's return will make her feel threatened. In fact, it's very ironic that Hope feels threatened, because, much like her mother Brooke is pursuing Ridge and attempting to kidnap him from Taylor, Daphne is pursuing Carter and attempting to take him away from Hope. When you consider it, there is a strong parallel. Naturally, Hope is okay with one but not the other, since one has an impact on her. Brooke's predicament, Nick's request and Katie's view. Katie Logan is informed by Brooke about Nick's return, the passionate kiss, and his plea for them to be the happily ever after. Nick is attempting to persuade her that a different course for her life is feasible. Katie is aware that Brooke is still in love with Ridge, but I wonder if she would support her in embracing this exciting new option or in continuing to fight Taylor for him and what might be a losing proposition. Because Katie is going to have a strong opinion about it, you know. She is a great meddler and has strong opinions on everything. Taylor's increasing fears. The persistent bond between Brooke and Ridge. Brooke and Taylor Hayes are sniping at each other about Nick and Ridge on Friday, June 20th. Taylor was already uncomfortable with Ridge Forrester's evasive responses at the beginning of this week. Ridge eventually became more firm, and I must admit that it was better to hear him truly declare his love and desire for Taylor and that he has moved past Brooke than for him to simply say, "Oh, I'm keeping my word to Taylor." Of course, Brooke will poke her, but I don't think Taylor will display any of her insecurities in front of Brooke. On Bold and the Beautiful, Taylor's insecurities are developing for good reason. Bold weekly spoilers, Brooke's refusal, Ridge's jealousy, and Luna's scheme. Ridge is still furious about Nick during the week of June 23rd to 27th. Additionally, Ridge has bemoaned his presence to Taylor. She will undoubtedly be paying attention. She works as a psychiatrist. She ought to be able to spot all of these warning indications that Ridge is displaying. Ridge, who is still with Taylor, has repeatedly turned Brooke down. Nick keeps attempting to persuade Brooke to accept the truth the next week. He is spreading the unquestionable message that Ridge is not a one-woman man, that he has betrayed her, and that he is not devoted to her. Nick, meanwhile, claims to be a one-woman man. He did, of course, get Katie pregnant and nearly wed her. As a result, I believe that men who enjoy Logans tend to like several of them. That's that. However, Nick's recent success has made him more self-assured and even cocky, which is only making Ridge angry. And the week of June 23rd will see that continue. Taylor's anxiety is growing. Due to Ridge's blatant jealousy of his brother, he will attempt to explain it away as Nick's obnoxious demeanor. Nick and Brooke are caught together by Ridge. Ridge Forrester discovered Brooke Logan and Nick Marone together, and John Finnegan admitted to Liam Spencer that he has baseball bat protection, according to the Bold and the Beautiful recap for Tuesday, June 17th. Taylor Hayes persisted in questioning Ridge about Brooke at the Forrester mansion, but Ridge defended his love for Taylor and gave her assurances about their future. Taylor realized she had been pitching a reunion when Ridge remarked that she had recently spoken with Brooke again. Taylor wasn't as sure that Brooke would find someone else, even though Ridge did. Taylor, however, was happy to be with Ridge once more and would not allow Brooke to stand in the way. Nick asked Brooke if she wanted to be happy as he concluded their make-out session at Forrester Creations. Nick pondered whether Brooke desired a partner who would value her and desire her exclusively. Brooke found it difficult to imagine her life without Ridge, but Nick suggested that perhaps her fate was waiting for her. Nick acknowledged that he couldn't get Brooke out of his system as he thought back on their own history together. Nick encouraged Brooke to tell him that she was prepared to put Ridge in the past because he wanted her back in his life. Ridge showed up out of nowhere and wasn't happy to see Nick with Brooke. Nick stated that they were merely discussing Ridge, which paved the way for the impending confrontation. Liam Spencer was relieved to see that Finn was paying attention to Luna Nozawa's warning at the beach home. Liam remained worried about Steffi Forrester and the children's safety, even after Finn acknowledged that he slept with a baseball bat beside his bed at night. Later, Hayes Finnegan was thrilled to hear that Electra Forrester would be picking him up from his art program. Liam had an opportunity to express additional concerns about Luna once Steffi, Finn, and Liam returned to the Cliff home shortly after. Luna grumbled that Steffi was keeping her away from her father as she kept spying on Hayes in the distance. Luna said, "You'll be sorry," as the B&B show concluded on Tuesday. According to B&B teasers, Luna will carry out her plan to hold Steffi accountable, so stay tuned for updates on all the developments. You are Brooke Logan, and you are amazing. Nick Marone's words, honeyed with nostalgia and passion, stirred something deep in her that she believed had long been buried under years of heartache and loyalty to Ridge. Tension pulsed in the air at Forrester Creations like static before a storm, as his voice trembled with both confidence and deep emotion. The subsequent kiss was a remembrance of a love that once burned too brightly and too quickly. It was electric, ravenous, and frantic. As they separated, Brooke gasped, gathering her breath and clinging to reason, but Nick just laughed and said, "Well, we know that still works." She grinned, her heart divided between the safety of her previous relationship with Ridge and the unmistakable chemistry that was resurfacing with Nick. She said that she was perplexed, exposing Ridge's icy retreat when she attempted to assist in reclaiming Forrester from outsiders, a move he perceived as treacherous. So he did what he always does, ran back to Taylor. Brooke said nothing, which said it all. Nick, ever the realist with a dash of romance, grinned. Is this caveman truly what you want? Or would you rather happiness? He inquired. Then perhaps it's time to be with someone who treats you with kindness, with respect, someone who loves only you. Ridge kissed Taylor Hayes tenderly across town in the Forrester mansion at the same time, attempting to dispel the lingering shadow of Brooke's final plea. Her lips quivered as she said, yes. He leaned closer. As always observant, Taylor saw the hesitancy in his eyes. You didn't respond to my query, she said. Are you still in love with her? Ridge let out a sigh. He stood by Taylor now, even though Brooke had made another move just before he got home. He vowed that his future was with her and that he was not leaving. Taylor, however, was not so readily persuaded. Brooke will never let you go, she declared. Ridge vowed to stop causing them both pain and to stop the back and forth. If he continued to pick her every day, Taylor would believe him. A much darker storm was brewing on the outskirts of town as the adult drama simmered in boardrooms and bedrooms. Luna Nozawa was crouching in the shadowy dunes close to the beach school, binoculars firmly in her hands, watching Hayes Finnegan, her half-brother, though Steffi Forrester would never let her claim that relationship. Inside, Finn told Liam Spencer that he was sleeping with a baseball bat next to the bed and that he took the threat seriously. When Luna eventually made her move, Liam, still feeling apprehensive, inquired what the strategy was. Luna felt as though she had been cheated out of a perfect moment as she heard Hayes talk passionately to Steffi about seaweed outside. She recalled Steffi growling at her to avoid calling Hayes her brother. Anger had spread from that agony. Steffi, do you wish to keep me away from my father? You'll be sorry, she muttered. Back inside, Liam and Finn expressed worry for one another, the long-standing animosity temporarily buried under their mutual anxiety. Hayes was too weak, unaware, and naive. However, nobody noticed the girl with a plan, the shadow behind the glass. Later that night, Liam, Steffi, and Finn chuckled about the children's antics back at the Cliff home, but Liam's uneasiness persisted. He said, she's still out there. Even Steffi could feel the cold beneath the sunset's warmth, despite her best efforts to soothe him. Meanwhile, Luna remained at her station, thinking to herself with a sly smile, she'll regret pushing me away. Brooke was staring at Nick at Forrester, her emotions ebbing and flowing. She acknowledged that she was afraid of living without Ridge, but Nick gently pressed, what if you're wrong? Could I be your fate? They talked about how love seemed wild and unbridled during their time aboard the Shady Marlin. Nick stated in a fine voice, I want you back. But only if you can put Ridge behind you. The door banged open before she could respond. Nick Marone, why in the world are you here? Ridge's voice thundered as he roared. Nick straightened up. Ridge clenched his hands as he recalled Brooke's betrayal, his showdown with Taylor, and now this. Nick, back in her orbit. We were just talking about you. Ridge yelled, you always appear like a bad memory. Do you honestly believe that you can just go right in and grab what's rightfully mine? Brooke moved in front of them. With a trembling voice, she declared, I'm not an object. Ridge, however, wasn't paying attention since he was furious. Ridge was reminded by Nick, who remained composed under duress, that Brooke might be worthy of more than his ping-ponging loves. Nick remarked, she's been waiting for you to decide for years. Perhaps she is exhausted. In the meantime, the true threat was not in the executive suite, but rather at the beach school, where Hayes responded to the teacher's inquiries without realizing the person watching him from outside the window. They believe they can erase me, keep me out, Luna muttered to herself once more. Her eyes shone with an almost unnatural brilliance. They don't know what I can do. The teacher inside thanked Liam once more for using the house. Liam, heartbroken, promised Hayes he would always protect him after he informed him he was the best. Touched, Finn nodded, but his eyes strayed to the window, feeling uneasy. Later, with a smile on his face, Steffi put Hayes to bed while he slept with his seaweed artwork in his hand. Outside, however, the wind carried Luna's hushed promise, "Steffi Forrester, you will be sorry." Brooke now stood between two men at Forrester, Nick, her hidden treasure, and Ridge, her eternal flame. She remarked, "I need time." Time was a luxury that no one possessed, though not when Nick's return revived old wounds, when Ridge's love was tinged with distrust, or when Luna was closing in. Unaware of the impending tempest, Taylor grinned at a family portrait with Ridge, thinking Brooke had finally relaxed. But Brooke felt conflicted. Luna, too? Luna has had enough of being disregarded. In order for Luna to observe Hayes wherever he went, the beach school's camera had been carefully tuned so that it was no longer looking outward. Unaware of the impending trap, Hayes returned to the beach school the following day. Luna Nozawa muttered in the depths of her heart, "It's time." Luna manages to catch Hayes and Sheila's anger. The Bold and the Beautiful predicts that when Luna Nozawa kidnaps Hayes Forrester Finnegan, Sheila Carter will lose it. Sheila and Luna, Nick and Ridge Forrester, Brooke Logan and Taylor Hayes, Remy Price and Luna and Hayes are among the couples I have in mind. Bold and Beautiful spoilers. Will Luna kidnap Hayes? According to our initial prediction, Luna kidnaps her brother, Hayes. This week's teasers indicate that Luna is lurking and watching using a zoom lens while Hayes and Steffi Forrester are hanging out. It looks like her son is going to summer camp. After that, Luna approaches her brother and gives Hayes a gift. Luna recently said that Steffi might feel differently about keeping Luna from Finn if she knew what it felt like for a parent to be kept from a child. Maybe that's the plan. Luna tells Hayes that she has something for him. But is she trying to get him to leave? Know if this is candy? Is this a toy? Would Luna inform Hayes that they would be seeing their father, that she is his sister, and that they must be together? That sort of thing. Something to trick the kid. Furthermore, she can lose it if Hayes says that Kelly Spencer is his only sister. Luna would abduct Hayes in retribution for Steffi and Finn's rejection, hoping to make them feel as awful as she does about losing her father. Spoilers for Brave. Is Luna crazy? Perversely, Luna may think that her behavior is justified because it's what she needs to do to show Steffi how she feels. Luna is just trying to show Steffi what it's like, even if she insists she doesn't intend to hurt her younger brother, Hayes. I could definitely see Luna defending it and taking the child away without actually intending to harm him. I don't think Luna would, for instance, take him and poison him or throw him from a roof or anything. I think she just wants to tell Steffi how she feels. Let's see if she actually does this. Forecast for Bold and the Beautiful. Sheila flips and Luna kidnaps Hayes soaped out. Sheila's enrage. An audacious and charming prognosis of Luna targeting Hayes. Our second theory states that Sheila is furious that Luna is after Hayes. Sheila is obviously desperate to get Luna out of town and out of Los Angeles to protect Steffi. Sheila cares for Finn's family since they are incredibly important to him, despite the fact that she cannot be in their lives. Sheila had already told Deacon Sharp that she was extremely concerned about Steffi's safety, and additional details about that will be available shortly. But she might also find out more about her grandson, Hayes, and start to worry because I think Sheila would get mad if Luna took Hayes. Sheila would be furious with herself and Luna, in my opinion, because she hosted Luna and helped her decide to postpone leaving Los Angeles after being pardoned. We may also have Finn call Sheila in case Hayes goes missing, as everyone now knows that Luna has been spending time with Sheila. In the event that Hayes disappears, I think they will get in touch with everyone who may be related to Luna to find out what happened, since she will definitely be the primary suspect. Even if Luna doesn't abduct him, I think Sheila will lose her mind if she even suspects that she has feelings for Hayes. I think Sheila would intervene and warn Luna, "You stay away from my grandson, you crazy person." That would probably push Luna even farther over the edge, since that would be her choosing Hayes over Luna, which, considering that he is still a small child, she should do. But Luna thinks Finn gave preference to Hayes, and now Sheila is doing the same. As a result, any of those could drive Luna even more insane. Nick's counterattack, bold and beautiful spoilers for falling in love again with Brooke. Finally, we anticipate that Nick's success and renewed romance with Brooke will directly annoy Ridge. According to Monday previews, Nick, not Brick and Brooke, has an emotional reunion with Brooke after he unexpectedly shows up at the CEO's office at Forrester Creation. On Tuesday, Nick is getting started immediately. Brooke has captured his heart. He kisses her passionately and for a long time. A reunion and a passionate, heartfelt chat take place. By Wednesday, Ridge is getting pretty annoyed with Nick. Additionally, Ridge told Taylor this week that he simply doesn't like his brother and never will.